Well, hello, and welcome to Stop Let's Team Up. 4 for 4, number 11, and me and Kirby are back to talk Fantastic Four, and we've made it. We're going up the hill. We're almost to the peak, to
Uh,
where it's the book. There's a point where this book just hits a sweet spot. And I think we're in it, but I have some nitpicks and picks to nit.
uh,
So,
yeah, we hit one of, I think, one of the most critical parts of all of Fantastic Four history in this we're going to hit it in this episode. So,
oh, oh my God. Yeah. And what's after this is it's this roller coaster ride, one thing after another. Um, and the book definitely makes some more change, makes some more course. I think, and the way they tell the stories, I think the kiddiness of it a little bit starts to go down. They ask you to deal with not deeper things, I mean, but a little more complex
right.
things. They're not. I mean, it's as good as it is. I don't think it's ever really deep.
Yeah,
It's just
we
good
don't have
storytelling.
infant terrible episodes anymore, or at
And yeah,
least up until maybe the late 90s. Well, that's hopefully
Byrne
we'll get.
brings it back, doesn't he?
We've talked about that, but he shows up in Annihilation. I remember we found that
Oh,
out.
that is. I
Yeah.
forgot about that because I read it for the first time. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Oh, okay. Why wasn't that the planet that Dark Phoenix killed? That would have been funny
Oh, that would have been.
instead of the broccoli people. All right, so folks, we're going to be covering 39, 40, 41, and 42. And let's get started. Hold on, I'm going to pull up the Grand Comic Book Database with some information. And why don't we start with the cover? It is a wonderful Jack Kirby. Uh, I think it's Kirby and someone else. Would you
Chick
say?
Stone.
Is it Chick Stone? Okay.
I'm going by on Mike's Amazing World.
Okay. Um,
Uh,
does it have any notes it that Wally Wood? Okay. Inks. Oh, that's how he did it. I'm like a granddad. We'll get to that, but Wally Wood is inking Daredevil,
okay,
and
I believe that.
that's why it looks little like him.
Yep. Um, so can I just say this is one where if Marvel Studios knew what they were doing, this should be a movie poster for one of the movies coming up.
Also, this should be something that Alex Ross does a painting of.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, that would be sweet. That would be so sweet because I do love this cover, and I'm a big Wally Wood comic fan.
Hmm.
There's nothing I've seen him draw that wasn't just fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
And
Uh,
him and Giffen when they worked together on All
the
Star
Super
Comic,
Squad.
yeah,
Yes.
Jesus, that is one of my his Superman is one of my favorite Supermans.
And I don't mean this in like a pervy. He draws one of the most attractive power girls too.
Yeah, if you're not doing it like he does it or Perez did it, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, or Connor, but Connor's I think is influenced by those two.
Oh, she really gets it. She
Yep.
really gets it. I haven't read that new series. I'm thinking about getting the trade just so I
Uh,
have. Yeah, I heard it was rough.
yeah. Well, but we're here to talk about something we
Yeah,
really
yeah,
like, which is
yeah,
39, A Blind Man Shall Lead Them, which is a just a great. I love that at this point there's more trust in the rear. We don't have four bubbles that cover copy. It's just exactly what we need on
yeah. I
this.
do like it. This giant Doctor Doom hanging over the city skyline and the Fantastic Four plus one kind of because they've lost their powers, and that's Ben behind them with a radio because he has a remote control thing robot, which I forgot about when we read it. I went, okay, these are some of the dumbest workarounds for superpowers. Um, so, but it's a great cover. And Wally Wood is inking Daredevil, so it looks like his book at this moment. And I think that really helps.
Yep, and to me is I'll be honest, Daredevil is one of those Marvel characters I don't care about, but this is so different from every Daredevil I've been exposed to, where this is before his life becomes a never-ending cycle of misery and pain.
Yeah, he does really become pretty beat up, man. I stopped reading some Daredevil because it was like, okay, man, Jesus, he'd have the worst PTSD. But it's a great cover. These old these and the covers are everything gets starts at this point just gets a little bit better every issue until it is just perfection in a lot of ways. Um, so the splash page is them being rescued. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot some stuff. Duh. Other pertinent detail. It's scripted by Stan Lee, pencils by Jack Kirby, inks by Frank Giacoa, credited as Frank Ray, Wally Wood, Matt Murdock, and Daredevil inks, and Carl Hubbard. See notes here in Grand Comic Book Database. So what is Carl Hubbard? Um,
Because I have like Artie Simic doing the lettering.
yeah. Oh, page 4, which features Kirby photo collage, appears to be inked by Carl Hubbard, who was on staff for a period of time. The college page was likely would have been worked on in the office, and Hubbard was available. So, okay, that
I
makes
can
sense.
see that.
Yeah, that must be hard to do. Stan Goldberg colors, Artie Simic letters. Um, roll call, as always, Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, I'm not going to call her girl, The Thing, Ben Grimm, Human Torch, Doctor Doom, and Daredevil. And the synopsis, I'm going to use the little bitty one that's here, Grand Comic Book Database. Reed devises a mechanical device to enable the FF to duplicate their vanished superpowers. Matt Murdock visits the FF, and Doctor Doom attacks. Okay, that is a synopsis. Very succinct synopsis.
Yep, that's what this is.
Yeah. So page 1, I like them getting on the submarine. They've been rescued by a naval submarine. Is it a naval submarine? Is it our
Yeah,
Navy? Yeah, it's our
yeah,
Navy.
yeah. USS Seahawk. So it's back when we still had the sailors had those sort of. I keep calling them Gilligan hats, but that's not right.
Well, yeah, they're sailor caps. That's just called a sailor cap.
Yeah.
It's a um what do they don't call it a hat. They call it their rack or something. I'm a bad Navy brat. I don't know that. Um so it's got them all being rescued. They've all, Ben, he's not the thing anymore. They haven't discovered they've lost their powers until they wake up. But I do like that splash page. It's just a big first panel of a comic. It's nothing. It's a nice visual of them being hoisted up onto the submarine and the sailors helping put everybody below deck. So what did you think of that?
Yeah, no, I think that like I'm glad that we just kind of waste no time from last issue, and this just gives us exact like okay, they've been rescued. Now we gotta just keep moving on as we cut to them inside the sub, and Reed's dreaming of the last couple of pages of the last issue, and we're counting. Okay, we fought the Frightful Four, and then the bomb went off, and thanks to Sue, we were able to survive.
Yeah, just barely. Yeah, it's it's very. I like it. It's good. It's a good issue. We'll talk about inks. I think Frank Giacomo does a good job.
Yes,
He does
I
a good job. It doesn't drive me nuts as some of the later issues we'll be talking about
yeah.
coming up. And I like the little flashback on page 2. Succinct, and I don't think these are overwritten for a comic, or
No,
but because they're disposable and they want to start doing arcs, and this arc takes 4 issues.
yeah,
That's kind of why I think we're in a better spot, because I think even if it's kind of repetitive, the Thing gets mad at everybody and wants to punch them.
yeah.
Um, it's still really good, and this is a really good one. Um, I'm sorry, I have a one nit to pick. It's when they're all laid in beds, 4 beds across next to each other. There's no space like that in a nuclear submarine.
No.
No, sick bay would have bunk beds that somehow you can lower people down. Um, and they're all like have hypo. They're all bundled up, and Ben Reed has a nightmare, and that's how we see the flashback. The Frightful Four leaving in their sphere. I love that space, their ship. It's just
It's fine.
it is. And then they drop an atomic bomb on the island, but Sue uses her force field to save him. Um, it's great. Page 3. I like this captain, the commander of the submarine. They kind of get the stripes right. They're a bit vague, but a submarine commander is not normally higher rank. Well, back then as a lieutenant commander because there's so few people on board.
Right.
So, but yeah, they would just, they still call him captain, but he's a commander. I like it. And I like this. It's them all kind of figuring out they don't have their powers.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, where even like the one of the uh the mess guys is like, ah, come on, tell me, say it's clobbering time so I can tell him. And Ben's just telling the guy to like, hey, not now, dude. We are dealing
yeah.
with some stuff here.
So at the bottom of that page on the left hand side, the panel where the sailor's looking over his shoulder at Ben and Ben's colored red, and I kind of all I could think when I was reading this last night and then this morning was that looks like Mike Allred. It looks less
It
like Kirby and more like Mike Allred,
it really does.
which is nice. I have no problem with that. Page 4. It's the collage.
I love it. And based on the caption, I kind of take this as them just uh there would be a montage here of rerunning experiments, but it's like, no, we don't have time for that. Let's do a collage with science stuff in the background. And the answer is, yeah, we don't have our powers anymore.
Yeah, I think it's great with all the weird sci-fi equipment. Yeah, I'm gonna screenshot that for the socials while we're talking because I'm following along on my pad. Um, yeah, it's really a great collage. I love that. I don't. Does he ever really stop doing it, or is it?
No, I think no, he will. I think he uses it. I mean, until Jack dies, I think he continually keeps that in his back pocket.
Yeah, it's such a cool effect. We get to page 5, and they're creating all the ways they're gonna use their powers. Sue has this stuff all strapped on her. Johnny's in a motion capture suit, a green one. A gimp. It's in a gimp costume.
I was gonna say it.
Yeah. And Ben has a robot and a remote control. It's great Kirby.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
it's just
Kirby
great Kirby
lines
where
and tack
yeah,
on this page.
it's so good. I mean it's just something that goes on for like what was it? One, two, three pages of them messing with it, but it's good. I mean, I like it. It shows how each of them creates their new power and how they're not as good as their real powers.
Yeah, and I can't remember if they bring this robot Ben or thing robot back when Ben loses his powers. I don't know if it's the same or if it's just this is basically Model 1.
Yeah, I think so. I think what he thinks is he says something when they give him the armor the first time in the Power Man two-parter later in the 70s that he thinks it's the robot. Maybe I haven't read that in a while.
I'll have to go back and check.
That's a
Yeah.
comic when I was a kid I read over and over again because it was George Perez drawing the thing, exoskeleton. It was so cool. Patrick Zurcher posted something just praising when comics in the 70s were just like, come on, George Perez and Dave turned werewolf but man wolf into a sword and sorcery sci-fi comic, and it was great. And I was like, yes, it is. It's a classic. It is so good. It is so fucking good. Yeah, I would have liked that to run like Warlord did. Um, but they get to see all these. I like how everything works, and they fail. They don't work the first time.
Yeah, because like Sue's, it's like I can still kind of see you a little bit, and I can't, and the force field just does not translate through like
Yeah,
this tech at
yeah. I
all.
have no idea what the fuck he's trying to do. It just vibrates. She's probably going, I love it. God, I don't need you. What the fuck? Ben's like, oh, I didn't want to see that.
No. That's gonna take a lot to get out of here. The mind.
We cut to Doctor Doom and what is his minion's name? Does he have a name?
I do not remember, but I at first I thought this was like the villain from issue 3, the like the monocle or the wizard, something like that.
Oh yeah,
Miracle
I did too. I thought it was the
Mr. Miracle? No,
Miracle Man, the
Miracle
Miracle
Man.
Man. Yeah, I thought it was Miracle Man too. And he uses hypnotism because that's how he does it. He tricks everybody. Um,
In Doom at this point, up until the hypnotist hypnotize him. He thinks that the Fantastic Four are all dead, and that you could say that this hypnotist is the cause of all of the problems in the Marvel universe from this page on.
um, so at the bottom, the Doom stuff is really good because one, I love Kirby drawing Doomstot. Um, and he is still probably the best Kirby's. Doom is so unique,
Yep.
and I feel he's more menacing than he is some other times.
Mm-hmm.
He's Imperial, like John Buscema. He's Imperial. He's less Darth Vader and more Napoleon in an armor. But
Yes.
where he is and Byrne brought it back to where that mix of old world mysticism and costuming like that, almost medieval costuming.
Yes.
I think it works so well. But this is really good. Um, and he sends.
One of my favorite
Hmm.
things is here is your reward. Be grateful I do not put you to death for knowing that how I have been tricked. And it's like, okay, yep, that's Doom lines I like, where it's his ego that's the death of more people than anything else.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, it's and then Doom flies off in this great Kirby ship. They make no sense at all that they'd
Nope.
be aerodynamic. That thing looks like is that bottom part spinning?
That is exactly what that looks like. It's like Jack just looked at it like one of his kids' tops or something. It's like, yeah, all right, that works.
Yeah. We get to see Matt Murdock coming into the loading dock. It's
Yeah,
he's a lonely warehouse where okay, so where they're working on their equipment because the headquarters has been smashed up a bit. With Ben's rampage, no, that's later. This isn't this rampage. Hold on a second. Um, but I love what do you think of Matt Murdock in this art? Does it does
Wally,
it take
knowing
you out
that's
that he looks different than them?
no, it really doesn't. I think that the two, like Wally Wood style and Frank Giacoya's inks on Jack's, it does not take me out. They look comparable or compatible enough that it's totally fine.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's just Wally Wood. Yeah, he could ink anybody, I guess.
Yeah.
I, Someone asked me, I was talking inkers because I like the idea of inkers. I miss inkers. Um, that some of the greatest ones were pencilers.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sal Buscema, he's inked a lot of Barry Windsor Smith,
Yeah.
and it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
It is so good. Oh, well, my pad died. That's not
Uh-oh.
going to be good. That's all right.
Nope.
I'll put it on my phone because I can't. The book's just doing it with the Omni is just too cumbersome. But I like that. I like that, and I like we get to see more of them. They fine tuned the devices.
Yeah, but Reed for some reason thinks that he needs giant stretchable mechanical arms. And it's like, Reed, you can not do that. Like, as long as your brain is still working, that's all we really need you for.
I kind of like Reed when he's written that he doesn't stretch all the time unless he's like needing to do knobs, but fighting he almost never does it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Unless he's the last man standing.
yeah.
Um, but I like it, and so what
Uh,
does cause the explosion? Is
I,
it his chemicals?
let's see here. Let's see. I think that this is the first attack by Doom, who off panel has taken over the Baxter building.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yep.
and he's making that's right. Yeah. Daredevil turns into Daredevil. Matt goes around the corner in the warehouse. It's falling down around him. To
Mm-hmm.
How hot is it to have your superhero suit under your clothes?
Oh, especially like in New York, like in the summer, that
Yeah,
thing would smell like there's no tomorrow.
yeah, just rank. But I do like the action sequences. The building falling apart, Ben catching a wall,
Mm-hmm.
um, Daredevil saving Johnnie from getting crushed.
Yep. I guess that this is one thing I always forget is that like no one knows Daredevil is actually blind.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's a blind man who can see. Fantastic.
Yeah. He looked at panel on 12, the middle, the letterbox panel
Hmm.
with the five of them looking forward is awesome.
Yeah. I just noticed he was missing the Forerunner costume, but no, that is a see. That's where it doesn't take me out, and there's almost a part of me that wishes Wally Wood had inked this whole issue,
It
just
would have
because that
been
would have been
good.
kind of cool.
Yeah, it would have been very cool. Do the two issues. It would have been awesome.
Hmm.
And Doom's little ship is not the little ship, big ship is sitting on top of the Baxter building. And Doom is using his the Fantastic Four's equipment against him. Like they broadcast a big message in the sky. Fantastic Four shall now die by the hand of Doctor Doom.
Oh,
Um,
and I just love how Doom is just we're wasting no time. Doom, he's gonna just throw the Fantastic Car at them quite literally, and it's a dang good fight as the ships break as the car breaks apart and
is this the first
starts.
time it's done that? No, this isn't the first
No, no,
time.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, we've seen
But
it
it's
break
great.
apart
It
before.
takes and it goes a couple pages. It's a really good fight scene, and they let Daredevil shine.
Yeah, they really
Daredevil
do.
saving the day.
Yeah, it's so this is yeah, because like when they were doing all the big promotions for the other issues, Daredevil really wasn't one here, but this does it better for him than it did for like the X-Men, without a doubt.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I really like the fact that they are showcasing other new characters in FF because of the way it's sold in perfect sense. And I mean, they're really world building what we take for granted as the Marvel universe in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I just love how what they're able to get two of the Fantastic Cars to crash into each other to just take them out, and another one's taken out as they like lean to like an abandoned building.
Yeah. And then we see Doom playing with the machines. It's great. He makes a tornado go through the city, tearing up buildings. While Daredevil is leading the blind.
Yep.
It's just really good. And Reed and Daredevil really are the big part of the team up. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
them working in unison. They throw the gas cylinders in the tornado to have it explode, getting tossed,
Yeah.
and that it's just so good.
Like I said, this is at a this is I think kind of Reed's last straw as the main man of action here.
Yeah.
Before next issue, and I think he showcases it well. And it's one of those like, yeah, Reed, you don't need the weird stretchy arms, man. You're
No,
capable
he's
enough
super
as you are.
scientist. Yeah, it's great. It's so good. All the stuff with Doom. I mean, they give him. There's a lot of six. Is he doing? No, he's. I like how
He's changing
Kirby
it up.
he changes it up, but he does like a six panel page or a
Yes.
four panel page, and I really do like the Doom stuff in this.
This is very good to Doom. And Giacoya, I think his inks on Doom especially look a lot like Sinnott to me. Like if you put
Yeah, they're
these,
clean. They're
they're very
really
clean.
clean. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a little like drone, Fantastic Four little drone plane, and Doctor Doom sends it out to attack them with its cannon in the nose or something.
Uh,
And Daredevil brings it down by how
uh,
did,
he like he's able to lasso it and like because he can like hear it coming,
yeah,
and he's able to basically quote unquote see it before even Doom can move it. So again, just really kind of showcasing his character and his abilities. So
yeah,
absolute points for that.
yeah. He does a little tight walk rope, and then this Doom sends this bomb that shoots out all these projectiles, and then he's just hanging from the tightrope. And the other FF are all heading toward the Baxter building through either alleys or in a commandeered car, and that is the end of the issue. I really
Yeah.
like the issue. It's not because it is definitely a part one,
Hmm.
um, but it's still a fun read. I'm having less problem because with the Silver Age-ness of the delivery system. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
again, just overall, like we're at a point where there a lot of the dialogue flows very maybe not naturalistically, but it's not as quite the exposition slog that we had very early on, and Again, if you're a big Daredevil fan from modern day and going back, he is quipping like he's Spider-Man in this issue.
Yeah. Oh, early Daredevil's kind of cool. I mean, I like Daredevil. It just depends on the era. It's some of it's really good, some of it's just kind of so let's go to issue 40. Um, on sale date April 8th, 1965. Cover
That's
dated where is the cover date? This one I can't read it. Is that March? Yes. No,
cover
July,
date
July.
July
Yeah,
1965.
yeah, 65. It's another Kirby. Is it Kirby Stone? Yes, Kirby Stone.
Oh, I have it as the Giacoy doing the covers.
Okay. Okay. Doesn't do the whole cover. He just does the inks, right?
Yeah, Giacoy just does
Uh,
the inks. Yeah, I'm sorry.
okay. Script by Stan Lee, pencils by Jack Kirby, of course. Frank Giacoia as the inker, Stan Goldberg colors, Sam Rosen letters. The major characters in this are Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, The Thing, Human Torch, Doctor Doom, and Daredevil. Um,
Wait, you have Giacoy's doing the inks on the I thought there was a it's crazy it was Vince Coletta for
why is it? I'm looking at database. Let me see what does it say in the book. It does say
and
Vinny, and it is
yeah,
Vinny. That is
it's
weird.
it's very clearly Vinny.
Yeah,
I,
yeah, it is very clearly Janet. Oh, that's weird.
I'll
Oh, that's a cover. That's hold on. That's the cover. All those credits were the cover, the letter, the colors. The book is Kirby, Vinny Coletta, Stan Goldberg, and Artie Simic is the interior letterer. Um, and the synopsis: the Doctor Doom battles the Fantastic Four and Daredevil. Reads restores the team's powers with the stimulator, which was introduced in issue 37. Ben is returned to being the Thing, crushes Doom's hands and drives him off wounded. Ben deserts the Fantastic Four. Um, I love this cover. Again, it's got everybody's got their powers back and they're fighting Doctor Doom. Um, Ben's torn the ladder off of something.
Yeah, that I'll be honest, I'm not big on this cover. This is one where I think the splash page maybe should have been the cover, just from a layout
Yeah. Oh,
perspective.
yeah. I think you're right. I think it's a better cover. Should
And
be a better cover image.
I think all we really needed was the Battle of the Baxter Building. The other two, banners, it cluttered it. Where it's like, come on, guys, last issue you had like a iconic cover. Come on.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's I do love a 60 cover. I mean, it's not there. I've seen worse, but I do like the splash page is good. It's like Doom standing on the top of the Baxter building, firing a ray from I think it's the device that restores their powers, even though he doesn't use it, trying to zap everybody, and they're all giants climbing on the buildings, including Daredevil. Um, that is a good splash page.
Destined to take its place beside the battles of Waterloo, Gettysburg, and Dunkirk, here is the Battle of the Baxter Building.
Yeah.
I okay, so I'm gonna say this is the issue, and we'll get to it. But has one of the this is one of the most iconic moments in important moments in all of FF. But before that, we get sorry, folks. Doom has sent out like another flying
Yeah,
drone.
it's like an orb with like different devices. I think it's again great Kirby tech.
Oh, from that, absolutely. But it's one of these like the F like we see a bunch of the civilians going like a flying camera from the Baxter building. The FF must be trying some new device. It's like, guys, did you not see Doom announce himself with the giant flaming sign in the sky here? Or
Yeah.
is your attention span like 5 seconds?
And while we're talking about it, should you not be just staying away from the Baxter building? It's just on a normal day-to-day basis, just to not get yourself killed.
I that's something that I feel comes up, especially like in the 70s. It's like, how do the other residents just not have like sky, even for Manhattan, have like sky high insurance premiums?
Don't they have to sell every? Well, they've already done it once. Remember, they had to go to work for Namor in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So, but Doom's tracking them down. And so this, what did you think? On page 3, Daredevil, you takes pieces of his cane,
Mm-hmm.
which he turns into his, grappler and all that, but he turns it into a freaking gun.
This was freaking weird to me. I'm sorry. And it's like, I guess to keep up the illusion that he can see, he even flips up a little like a scope or whatever. It's like, what the heck is going on here? That even for this point, do they really need to? It feels very undaredevil like, I guess, is my
Yeah,
point.
yeah, it does, but it's still kind of cool. It's a Batman moment.
Yeah.
It's a Silver Age Batman moment, but he shoots it down. I'm glad that he never used that gun to kill anybody. Um, and then he goes off.
Yeah, he bounces off and geez, and we're back to the FF where they've recouped. Oh yeah, Johnny stole a taxi flat out.
Oh yeah, and they're all heading back. They get back in the building, but the defenses are after attacking because being Dr. Doom's turned the defenses on them.
Yeah, did Reed clear that with like the building's board or whatever before he installed them, or did he just go like, nah, that they were too stupid to understand?
Oh yeah, that's. Um, what do you think of this fight when they get back in the building?
Let's see. So for this initial fight, I think it is a really good. There are some really good like it's getting more and more kinetic. Like just the way like Daredevil is like getting out of the way of like the little like Roomba or whatever it is that Reed built, and just all of that where he Daredevil's keeping Doom occupied, where all the FF try and get into to the special elevator, and as like Ben is able to like sneak in and catch up with them.
Yeah, and they're coming up there. I do like that it's Daredevil fighting Doom and not them, really.
Yeah, because again, like this is still kind of showcasing him, showcasing Daredevil, and it does a good job of that. And
Yeah,
like this would be a very different story if it was like say Spider-Man helping him
yeah,
out
because
here.
I could see Spider-Man fighting Doom. It's like Daredevil fighting Doom's like Luke Cage fighting Doom, and
I
then
don't know
being
that.
mad about. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean that's one of my favorite issues. I got that signed by Englehart, so I
Well,
mean,
I know, but and I love it too because he's like, give me my $2.
yes.
Um,
But
I'm googling to see how many times they've battled.
yes,
Oh my
it
God, they actually did in an issue of Daredevil 38.
wow. So yeah, we're still at a point where like, for lack of a better term, power scaling is not off the charts yet, where you can believe that Daredevil has not just been immediately wiped off the face of the earth by Doom. And I do appreciate that things are still controlled here or in
Yeah,
control.
it makes a lot. There's the level of, I don't want to say silliness, but some of the level of weird comic stuff is down on this. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's things are exploding. Ben forces open the elevator doors. There's a fire. Um, it's just a good, and it goes on for wow. And it's a see, I like it. It starts with multiple panels, but then goes into that 6 panel method storytelling for about 3 or 4 pages where everybody gets a lick in on Doom while um Reed gets the device to give them their powers back.
And I like that Jack clearly remembered exactly what that device looked like because it looks the exact same. And it's like, okay, good. He didn't just kind of forget, or this wasn't Stan having to like go, yeah, it's the same. And to their credit, they explain why Reed just didn't use this like the last issue or so. It's like it needed
Yeah.
to charge up. Sorry, we he already used it once like 3 issues ago.
I think it's like, oh, I forgot to plug it in. Damn, my phone's dead. But yeah, he gets his superpowers back. And the battle with Doom doesn't go well. He keeps winning. He outwits them, he freezes them. He, and they defrost, they somehow start defrosting, and that's when Reed makes a decision to repower Ben against his wishes.
Yeah, so there is, and I got a lot of notes on the next couple of pages, but and I am stealing this from the Fantastic Cast.
Mm.
I think this moment would have been just as powerful, if not more so, if Ben, it was Ben's choice, where it's like, I can't look my sweet Aunt Petunia in the eye if I knew I put myself against the whole myself for the whole world. Reed, you gots to fire at me, make me the thing again. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, Reed is such an asshole for doing this. He really
Yeah.
kind of is.
But it's the might makes right. Like the smart white guy gets to make any decision he wants to make. It's like why Xavier, when you look at him closely, is sketchy.
Yes.
And when they start to write him as sketchy or just, yeah, I make dodgy decisions. Fuck you. I'm okay with it. Reed is just doesn't. He's on the spectrum.
Yeah. Like,
He's just detached from reality sometimes.
yeah, but I will say the transformation on page 14, like if the bottom panel on 14 was inked by Joe Sinnott, this is one of the big panels in the whole book. I mean, it still kind of is, and this is some of Coletta's best work on this page.
But he's inconsistent. It's like
It
he's lazy on other pages.
Oh, and he's gonna be lazy on another issue.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love this fight, and it, just in a broad sense, it's because Jack and Stan allow it to just be Ben versus Doom. It's focused, it's in control, and there's a part of me that really read this as like Ben is so furious at being the thing again that if he dies fighting Doom, fine. Like almost like genuinely, I can make this a murder suicide if you wanted to. And I just love it. And it goes on for what, 6, 7 pages?
Yeah, and it stays in that six panel motif for a bit, and then when we get to page 19, it goes into the four panels where everything the Doom just keeps shooting ray blasts from his fingertips, and Ben pushes him against the wall, and then on the last page, um,
Ben crushes Doom's arms, and
it's pretty,
it's
yeah,
okay, so there is a fan theory I've read out there that I don't put any stock in, but it's like this is the last actual appearance of Doom because this humiliation was too much, and every Doom since has been a Doom bot, and I'm like, but
whose theory is that?
some crackpots I read on the internet.
Oh my God,
That's why I say I
Jesus,
don't put stock in it.
yeah, that's a dodgy one.
Yeah, but
Uh,
Ben, it's like we're not murderers. Yeah, maybe you're right for a change. Without his built-in gizmos, he ain't worth worrying about. It's like,
yeah.
God, like, yeah, this is the moment where I think also Jack and Stan have realized, like, oh, Ben is our real breakout star, without a doubt.
Yeah, he's definitely. We're gonna start seeing some Johnny stuff when we get to the Inhumans, and
Yeah,
I like Johnny when he's written well. He's up and down in this era for me.
absolutely.
Sue is
She's gotten better, but
she's
it's
getting better.
still,
I think she gets better once the story peaks. There's still some dumb shit.
oh, yeah,
Like when she's pregnant, it's just like
yes.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God, yeah, well,
It's just terrible. But let's move on to the next one. The Frightful. I am really starting to like the Frightful Four as a bad guy,
I
and
am
I'm doing it
too.
more on the second time through. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, no,
That I
and
understand why they are important villains. I think people just don't know how to use them anymore.
yes, I think have they just become jokes at this
Yeah,
point?
I think a little bit, but Titania is in them, or is
Yeah,
it Thundra sometimes? I mean, they could work.
absolutely. Like, yeah, does the wizard doesn't have the most evocative name, but it's like, no, I think in the as we'll get through this issue, it's like, no, he's still like a legitimate threat, and you just kind
Yeah.
of need
Well,
to,
I think they use him properly. I think
yeah,
they when they use him, he just use him solo, and
yeah.
he's not a comic villain.
No.
No, and uh, like the Hickman era when they have his clone son, what's his name, Henry or whatever, Harry.
Oh, I've got to reread that.
Yeah, I like him in that. I like him in when he first came in because I mean we hadn't read it. He appeared in what, a Strange Tales.
I think so, yeah, because
Yeah, yeah. But I really love that they're back. This cover is great. I like this cover with
this
Bet. The
Yes.
brutal betrayal of Ben Grimm. And it is a Kirby, Giacomo, Goldberg, and Rosen cover. Um, I
I,
really,
this cover I really the perspective on it and everything. Even
yeah,
Ben's basically standing on the heads part of the Frightful Fort, and none
yeah,
of it looks like cramped together at all.
no, it looks real good, and I love the Sandman face.
Yes.
It's really good. I'll just say, I think Sandman should have been stayed an Avenger. He'd have been so cool. People
That
fucked it up. He just fucked up
yeah.
a missed opportunity. Maybe, in another life, I'll come back and I'll write FF and Sandman will could take over. Has things right thing out and make the thing go be on another team or something. But just I think, or in the Fantastic Four, put him in the Avengers with Hawkeye as the leader. That would be fun. Uh,
Okay, I'm down with that. I'm down with
yeah,
that.
yeah. Hey, um, and also, I'm reading the West Coast Avengers, and they have an old Kilowatt is now called Blue Bolt, and he's part of the West Coast Avengers, and he's in recovery, and he's helping Firestar with her post traumatic stress disorder.
Okay,
And then
nice.
and he wants to go back to his old name, and he goes, "Well, if you don't let me use that, I'm gonna call myself Wonder Man." And Simon sees it on TV. He's like, "Oh no, you're not." And so the next issue is them fighting. So it's kind of cool. That book I found is very entertaining. But yeah, this is a great cover, and I love the Frightful Fort, the Trapster, Medusa, and her hair across the entire panel. It's a really nice design. It's a really, really nice design. Um, any other thoughts for you?
Not on the cover. Is it the most iconic? No, but is it a really good cover? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. So it's the brutal betrayal. Oh, okay, when the on sale date was May 11th, 1965. Cover dated August. Interior written by Stan, pencil by Jack, inks by Vinnie Coletta. Colors Dan Goldberg question mark. Letter Steve Rosen. Roll call, the big four. Frightful Four roll call, Madame Medusa, Sandman, Trapster, and the Wizard. Also Alicia Masters. In the synopsis, the Frightful Four kidnap the Thing and brainwash him into aiding them against the rest of the FF. Um,
Okay, I'm just gonna pull the band-aid off of this one. This issue is everything people fucking hate about Vince Coletta inks. It
yeah,
almost ruins the issue for me. It really
it
does.
really it takes me out in a bunch of panels. This is the last time we're getting. When does Senate? Because when I
Let's see. It's we'll see Senate. He begins in our next. He'll be in our next episode because Vinny does. Let's see, 43 the annual, and then we've got Joe Sinnott from there
Okay,
on.
and I think
So
his and one of his last inks is pretty good. It's terrible in this. It's really rough. Ben is kind of
all over the
Ben's
place.
not
Like,
really. I like it when Senate comes on because Ben becomes more defined.
yes,
And
it's like, yeah.
yeah, I do like him in different forms of being the monster, but I want it really defined where it's still got a little cartoony thing to it in the
Mm-hmm.
face, like on this panel. I don't. The splash panel's a little rough.
Yeah. It,
Um,
and like one thing that I have realized with Coletta is when he does faces, you can tell because they always just all look like very blank and undefined. It's like there's the eyes, there's the mouth. It may or may not have an expression to it, and that's in this issue.
I know. I don't get it. It's I see what you. There's no detail in any of his faces sometimes, and it just seems off. I mean, because Jack's layouts are great.
Yeah.
Um, his use of panels, the more I look at it, the six, sometimes he'll have the letterbox and then four other panels, and he just mixes them up, and it's just a nice mixture of panels. I like when that Ben's wandering off, pissed off. Um,
He just climbs into the back of a pickup truck, and it's like, I'm sorry, how do you guys
I
like?
mean, when that thing popped a fucking wheelie, that's what I was thinking. I
Exactly.
was going, hey, whoa, wait a minute. So one time, dude, I had borrowed some platforms for a play I was doing from one
Uh-huh.
theater, and I had to draw down the main drag of Richmond. It's called Broad Street, and take them back to the other theater. So me and a guy named Vinny, oh God, Vinny Gonzalez helped me get him in his truck, and we're at the corner Broad at Arthur Ashe Boulevard. The truck moved to go through. When the light turned green, the truck moved to go through the intersection. The problem is the four 8x4 stage platforms all weigh about 300 pounds, 350, had slid a little bit. So when the truck started moving, the platforms didn't. So we drove out and we heard this boom, and the car and it was like it felt like the truck went up on out of the air, up into the air and bounced. And we were like, what? And we looked and people were beeping and they were just sitting where we had been stopped. And we had to reload the truck.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I was lucky we did get hit, but it was funny. But that's what I read that. It's like, isn't he heavy?
Yeah, like Ben.
But see, here's my thing about Ben in these things. He's not much bigger than a normal person sometimes.
Yes.
I think having the inkers that Jack has here and in previous issues are a detriment to some of the art. I mean, I still think it's Jack, it's great, but him and Sinnott, and we've talked about it, that Sinnott stays all the way up until Byrne becomes writer artist.
Right. And even then he'll pop back in.
He'll pop back in, but it's really they want to stick to that house style. So when they have the revolving door of writers, there's a consistency. And then when you have Keith Pollard and John Buscema back and other
George
people,
Perez.
oh God, man, sitting on Perez, chef.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it is really good. He's so good on Byrne too. Byrne, it's beautiful. It complements the original artist, and you still feel like you're reading the Marvel House style.
Yeah.
The very specific FF House style.
Yes, like
yeah.
Before we go on, like, yeah, there is a point, I can't remember, it's somewhere in the Buscema where it's like I can perfectly see both Buscema's style and Sinnott's style on a lot of pages in like sometime in the future from now. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh wow, this is what you're talking about when like we need anchors, because it's like they complement really well and it's just a polish.
It is. It's really, this is but let's have a little inker thing because I'm going to enjoy the shit out of this because I always do it. I probably said it 1,000 times on the podcast. It's just you have inkers. What helped make Byrne so popular for me was when he was inked by Dave Hunt in Team Up. It had a specific look. When it was Terry Austin in X-Men, I think of X-Men, Byrne X-Men. It's enhanced by it being Austin, and Sinnott for his himself FF, and when he inks himself in that early FF, when he's writer artist, it's that the difference for the different books feels right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love that. It's also, you'll have inkers like Larry Malstat that I'm reading a lot of stuff around the time he was doing Legion that he was also inking other things that I didn't realize it. And it's like, oh, that's why this book is so good. Because Larry Malstat's on the inks and he's with a different person. And he's like one of the, I think he's an unsung inker. I think Sinnott's one of the masters. I really do. I think and Vinny is not.
No.
And I don't think, I'd really beat up on him, but I do think at certain time there's an arc that he inks. I don't know if we passed it or we're going to get to it to where he doesn't do the thing. It doesn't look like he's done the thing that everybody bitches about.
There are times where he does apply himself throughout his career, but those are fewer and far between. And
I think
really
if Vinny's, and my brother Huey, who he really thought that Shang-Chi page would be valueless because Vinny inked it. But Vinny's really good on that, on Master of Kung Fu Giant Size 3, inking Paul Gulacy. I think he probably went, oh, I'm digging this. I want to ink this dude, and I can't shirk it because it's very Steranko-esque. And if I go light on it, it's going to fuck it up. I don't think he cared with Jack because Jack was such a good artist.
And with so apparently what finally broke Coletta from ever working with Jack again is Coletta inked like the first issue of New Gods and leaked it to the Marvel offices before it got released, before that issue got released. And Jack found out. He's like, "Yeah, yeah, I see you on the street. I am punching you till you're just a smear on my fist."
Oh my God, what a dick move.
Yeah,
But if Vinny's inking it, sometimes it's late.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I that's how he.
That's it's
Yeah,
it's like Sal. Why was Sal draw? Why did Sal draw all those backup or what you know
villains.
fill in? Thank you. Fill in issues because he could do it. What's the if you why did Buscema brothers get so much work?
They
John
could do
Buscema is
it.
great, and and Sal's just plain fast.
Yeah.
But I think inkers make a book.
Yes.
And let's get to tie this up. And Vinny ain't it in this.
Nope.
I'll be so happy. We're really, folks, we're getting really close to this like 30 issue chunk of it's Inhumans, it's the Black Panther, it's the Silver
Galactus.
Surfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we're getting shit. We will be at Galactus about the time.
The movie comes out.
Yeah.
For all, well, we'll say that we'll talk about that when the movie actually comes out, and we'll
Oh,
do
we're
an
gonna do an
episode.
app. We're gonna do a 4 for 4 about the movie.
Yeah,
We
can
have
we also do an
we.
episode with the Superman too? Or
Oh yeah. No, I was gonna talk to you about that. I did you have you seen the Peacemaker trailer?
yes, I have.
Fuck, I was all in before because it's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. It
Yes.
is so. And John Cena, I just want to meet him and go, dude, I love you because you have no pretense. You're
Yep.
just a good guy. I like it when he's interviewed. When he was interviewed, does the most make a wishes things
Yep.
for kids, and he does tons of them. But he
Yeah.
doesn't want kids.
Yep.
But people go, and he goes, me and my wife, we decided we didn't want that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I can respect that,
Yeah.
but you take that energy and you give it to kids that need it. You're better
Absolutely.
I mean, I think you're missing out because I think he would be a fucking great dad, but he thinks he's too selfish. It's like, man, you're not. Selfish is not what I would call you. But yeah, I'm looking forward to all that because I might read some of the more modern Peacemaker where he is a dumbass because he's better that way.
Yeah. Yeah. But okay, so we're back to page
Um,
3.
three, yeah. Sorry for that ink thing. Then and
No,
future planning, yeah. So and then he falls asleep and rolls out.
and gets picked up by a mysterious energy wave into a haunted mansion in it's somewhere in New Jersey. I don't remember where they specify where.
But it's the same house they were in last time, right?
Is it? I don't
Yeah, it's the
remember.
same. That house in the woods. It's a house in
Okay.
the woods, dudes. You're bad guys, man. If you see a leather book, get the fuck. Well, fuck you. Let it eat you. I need to watch Cabin in the Woods again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I heard you talking Evil Dead, but yeah.
No,
No.
I'll watch Evil Dead because Boomstick, man, it's genius.
Yeah.
But A Cabin in the Woods, that's one of the best horror. I don't like slasher movies, but that one fucking was amazing. Um, I no, I like it. And then we get back to where the land. This isn't the Dicky landlord.
No, it's not. I double checked, but it's a different character. But
Okay, I like the Dicky landlord.
I do too. He provided that
He
right
looks like
level.
Mr. Magoo.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
But look at Reed's profile and the guy. You're right. The faces and
Er,
Alicia. She looks like a fucking sloth.
yes, and just there's no definition with the hair, or there's loose definition with the hair. There's no weight to anything. It got
Yeah,
slapdash.
it is. So it is. I will say this that this coloring. Um, I'm looking at it digitally.
Okay.
Where's my book? Let me pull it up for that. The Omnis are great because even though they're on glossy and they're oversized, the colors are still very close to. Yeah, I'm just gonna look in here now because see it because my font is too small and I'm old. It doesn't see Vinny. You know what makes Vinny worse? Making it bigger.
Yeah, you just
And so
see.
looking in the Omni, it's just rough. It's just rough. I just don't. But the coloring, I like it. The purples and yellows. The limitations of the four color process can be a hindrance, but I
Or
think Stan Goldberg really, and I guess Kirby's do it. Kirby's making the calls on some of it,
yeah.
but not maybe the backgrounds, but for the characters. Um, it's really good. Um, I do like the Frightful Four in this issue a great deal because we get back into their house. And like Madame Medusa is badass. And I
Yes.
is on page 6. If this would, I like this image where the three of the guys are in back and she's laying on the chaise lounge and she's messing with Sandman.
Yeah. Again, I won't keep harping, but it's like with a more with a more expressionful face, it would be better. But it's like she wraps Sandman up. Sandman, understandably, just turns insane to get out of her, and she just starts turning her hair into a giant fan just to get him all over, scatter him into the wind.
Oh yeah. Um, and yeah, there's some stuff in this that I think where the word balloons they're too like at the top of page 7. The wizard doesn't look that good. It's like he inked it in like 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I know Kirby, maybe, we don't know when he's rushed,
Right.
but at this point, I mean, is he doing Nick Fury? How many books is he doing at this point?
Ooh, I think is he doing Thor, or is that just he might just be?
No, he's probably doing Thor at this point. If we're deep enough in. I have not done more. I've got the fourth Thor little mini masterworks, and I want to kind of get back into it, but I think I'm past the hump of shit writing.
That's good.
No, it's really bad, dude. I think you should
I
read them just for the entertainment. They're
man.
pretty funny because they're so bad. And it's a guy that it reads like a bad DC Silver Age, not a good DC one. And
Ugh.
he never wrote anything after it. It's really just it's so 60s bad. But I want to say with my problems with the art, I do like the Frightful Four, and I like them more and more.
Yep. And what I like is in this issue and into next, it's Medusa's being more and more assertive. I think at this point, they've Jack and Sand have maybe clocked in of like, okay, we got this Inhumans idea in our back pocket. Let's maybe tie her in, set her up even
Yeah,
more.
yeah, that's great. And I do like the Sandman on the bottom of 5 with the stogie and the traps. I think I wish their costumes were all little less all purple. I like them being uniform, but a better mix of the two shades of purple.
Yeah, that would have helped, and
Yeah,
especially like on Medusa, it feels like her like under her belt that should be the dark purple as well.
yeah, it's a little odd. Okay, good. So they're using one of Johnny's jalopies. To
Hey, the Fantastic Car was destroyed last issue. What do you
Yeah,
want?
well, they use continuity.
Yeah.
Damn, it's not like Voyager. How many shuttles did you have on that little bitty ship?
Oh, don't get me started on that.
um, this is where you really see some of the lazy
Oh,
Vinny
it.
Aiken.
Oh, it,
Roy, it looks like Reed is half inked. His collar is like it's just weird.
it
I also don't like him stretching out of the car. Wouldn't you be like
you
hanging
would.
back like a cape flying in the wind?
Yeah, you would not be.
And the car would just be the aerodynamics with this. That car would roll.
No. Yeah.
Uh, but why don't you plastic man make it to kite and then lift you up and you can fly there?
There you go.
Yeah. But I do like when we get back to the Faithful Four at page 9.
Oh,
There,
the in machine or wherever they used to break for the wizard to brainwash Ben. Yeah, I
yeah, and I
again.
love the wizard when he doesn't have his helmet. It's just I smell. He looks like Roger Delgado. Do you know who that is?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
The master or
yeah. The
one of
first
the
master he
masters.
does, or Anthony Ainley. He looks like both of them.
Little column A, little column B. But again, I swear, folks, I'll stop talking about the inking. But for what a good story hurt by it, like he does not do a good job with the beard at all. It just looks like quick dash lines. Like
Yeah,
he's
it's weird.
trash.
I do like that Madame Medusa and Sam Meadow are playing gin.
Oh, yeah, okay. That I love how she's holding some of her hair or the cards with her hair while she's taking a cup or a sip of tea.
Yeah, I love it.
That
And yeah, she's got the saucer. Trapster shoots something at Sandman. He's like, whatever, and they start fighting. And then all of a sudden, the floor just kind of buckles, and the wizard walked in, and he's commanding the thing to do, to he's making him do things. So wait a minute, what? Oh, okay. Medusa tries to control Ben's arm, and he grabs into the wall, and Electra grabs the power lines and electrocutes her. Does rock conduct electricity?
I that feels like a hard. So, as someone who hasn't taken a science class since sophomore year of college, I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird. It's a nice panel though.
Oh
It
yeah, it
is a
looks
nice
good.
panel. Yeah. Oh,
That freaking panel of the wizard lighting Ben's cigar. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
yeah. It's the perception. It's a good picture of Ben's face. I don't mind that, but the wizard's head and hand are out. It's just I don't. This book seems a little rushed.
Yeah,
But not in the layout. I am enjoying the kind of panel. He's doing some of the same stuff we've been talking about.
yeah.
I love that when they get there, they bring Johnny goes, it looks like this kind of place the monsters would live in.
Oh, Fred
It
Gwynn as
does.
Ben Grimm. That's not bad.
Yeah. I like Sandman battling Reed and Johnny.
That looks really cool.
Yeah.
There's got to be a scene somewhere where Johnny has turned the Sandman into Glass Man.
He
That's got to
does
have
it
happened.
here. Doesn't he do it in this one? Or
I
is
was looking. I didn't think he did, but maybe I missed
maybe it's
it.
in I think it's in the next one. I think it's in the last one we're gonna cover. I think there's a moment. Ooh, god damn, that's some terrible Vinny.
But,
Ooh, so's 43. Shit. Okay. Don't look at that. Medusa battling Sue. That's a good fight.
yeah, because Sue's able to hold her own against Medusa, and basically beats her, and it only loses because Ben like overpowers her force field.
Yeah, by banging on it, right?
Yeah, which I feel we've seen that and we'll see again. So it's not the worst, but still not great.
It's yeah, sometimes it one punch does it, sometimes it takes a lot. It just,
It, it's
sometimes
plot
power
dependent.
it's you should pin it. Sandman putting Johnny out with Ben punching him unconscious.
Yeah.
And then, an elaborate thing. Let's strap them into it. Let's put them on these different.
Uh, different ways to
None
like
of
keep.
these devices look like they're gonna. They strap a
No.
sprinkler to Johnny.
Yeah.
They put Sue in a colostomy bag, and
Yeah.
then they put some sticky tacky stuff, that sticky tape, on a board, or paste by Pete. Puts Reed on the board. Just stretch out of your costume, Reed.
Yeah. Uh, no, no, no. I'm just going to leave the room and assume that the power that they will die. That's exactly what this is. I mean, even if you're saying like we're gonna let Ben at him, it's still pretty weak.
Yeah. So Wizard makes Ben go to sleep, and Sandman thinks he's gonna crush his head, and he hits his head, and it just shatters his sand hand.
Like, I'll say this: the inks on this page not bad.
No, it's pretty good. Except it's not that bad. Trapster looks like he's squinting on one eye and both. But I like that Medusa stops him.
Yeah, 'cause Medusa, she's making a play to lead the Frightful Four again. But hey, I at least like at this point it's not constant backstabbing.
Yeah. All right, we're on 14, 18, and I want to talk about the cringe panel where Medusa's lusting over Reed.
Well, this will be foreshadowing for when she joins the Fantastic Four itself in like the 70s, and it's where Sue's threatening divorce, and Medusa wants to boink Reed that
Yeah,
entire
that's
run.
where I am up in volume 5 in Omni 5. And I had forgotten about that.
Yeah,
But you got to have the soap opera. I don't mind it because
yeah,
it's so
no,
funny.
I don't either, but I'm so glad because I was reading, I'm like, okay, that's what they're going for. And I'm texting Urasa this a couple months back, and you're like, no, no, that's why I read to. I'm like, oh, good, I'm not alone on that.
He's just a little randy. You got to have
Yeah.
some lust going on. Um So, the fighting begins. They wake him up. Um, and Wizard makes him look in the mirror. Look in the mirror thing. Now remember who did that to you. It was Richard. He's the one who made you the monster you are. Richards.
Sure
Um,
it was him. I always knew it. And it's like, you're not wrong.
yeah. And then the last page is just him getting worked up to where he's gonna, you know,
Scared?
what
I'll show you scared.
I'm
Uh,
scanning I have the letter pages in front of me. I'm scanning for famous people. No, but there are a lot more women that wrote letters to these comics in the 60s.
oh,
I find that
nice.
very intriguing. I find that intriguing. All right, now let's get to our last issue of the show. Let me change to the next screen. FF 42, published on sale date June 8th, 1965. Cover date September 1965. The cover is Kirby, Brodsky, Goldberg, and Rosen. Um, and it is entitled To Save You, Why Must I Kill You? Um, I like this cover. I like this
Again,
cover.
good cover. Very good
It
cover. The battle you never expected to see. I feel we've seen this exact battle a couple of times by this point.
Yeah, I mean, really, at some point, I'm like going, I was like, when I looked ahead, when you sent me which ones we were doing to remind me, it's like, didn't we just do a thing one
Yeah.
like 2 episodes ago? We got another. I mean, Ben is Ben, and he's getting to where he's gonna be, and he is my favorite FF member.
Yeah, yeah, same here. I mean,
Yeah, it's just he is the most, he's just the most reasonable. Again, on the interior, it's Vinny inks, it's Stan and Jack, the same people. Um, Marie Severin, they think it shows this as Marie Severin as a colorist.
oh, okay.
Vinny Coletta credited as V Coletta, yeah, VU. Um, but and the synopsis: Frighful 4 brainwashes the torch, and together with the brainwash thing, pursue Reed and Sue. Um, so the splash page, it's really choppy.
I I got I have to hope that there was a conversation Jack had with either Stan or the other powers
I
that be. Is like,
cannot, yeah, there had to have been some discussion because
this is
this is the roughest
unprofessional.
this art, yeah, this is the roughest this art's looked, and he does the annual, he does the entire annual that's
Only
coming
20
up,
pages, which is fair.
and then
That's
yeah,
it.
because 42, because 45 is the first. Let me
See,
see.
43 is 43 the annual, and then I think 44 on is Senate.
Yes, it is, and it doesn't seem like regular Senate, but by the time you get to
Uh Silver Surfer, yeah.
yeah, oh my God, it's so good. But this is really rough.
Yeah,
It definitely doesn't look good as good blown up.
no, like the Trapster's like headpiece, it looks bad. It like, and that's not even getting to
And he looks
Ben's
like a little
face.
kid.
He does. That's exactly what it does. Ugh.
Yeah, and there's just some. It's just a little weak. I like how Reed turns himself into a big balloon, and
Oh, the oh yeah, as Ben's about to like punch him in the face, like no. Again, I like when Reed is clever with his powers, and this is a good use of it.
yeah, and Johnny just wait a minute. I'll just burn myself really hot really fast. I was like, yeah, dumbass, it was a
It-
sprinkler.
yeah,
How
it's
is that going to make you just melt it
yeah, I
and then
makes
heat
no
yourself up and make turn the water to steam? I don't. It was such a dumb job. And then Johnny melting the plastic to
yeah,
get Sue out.
it's like did they just run out of a way to quickly think of how Sue could have gotten out of this? Because it's pretty weak. I'm like, oh, my force field can't do anything. Really? Come on.
Yeah, could have popped it. It's kind of rushed. We have a battle sequence on 4, which is really,
Really good. I like it. I
yeah, I
like a
like
lot
it.
of the debris.
I wish the inks were tighter.
Yeah,
The Sandman looks different on every page.
he sure does.
Yeah, but it's a good fight scene. I like Paste by Pete making a green like barrier
Yes, very cool.
bars, and a Sue and Medusa fight. I do like when we get back to they at least make the Ben and Reed fight worth it,
Yes, I
but because it's two ways. You know what I mean? It's not just him beating up on him. I mean,
no.
he rips the board apart, freeing Reed, and Reed turns his feet into battering rams. Awesome.
Yes, I really like that. Again, when they're creative with Reed without going full Plastic Man, that's my favorite Reed. And I really like the panel on the bottom of page 6 where Ben's whipping Reed around in this giant room. And it's like I like the perspective shot
Yeah, I
on
do
that.
too. And then on the next one where he throws Ben into the wall,
Yeah, then Ben gets and basically just tears the entire wall out to throw at Reed.
yeah, and then when Reed's all trying to protect him, Ben shoves him in an urn. I hope there's no somebody's ashes in that urn. It's like, oh, dude, there's some dead in here, man.
uh,
Um,
yeah, and Ben, just to ensure, like, smashes the top of the urn, so it is like airtight seal. And it's like, okay, man, you're lucky this is a 1960s comic, or this would get really dark and graphic really
where's
quick.
Reed? Oh shit, he's dead.
Well, he's
But
already in an urn.
but this is going on. I mean, so that this comic is like full fight scene. It is just nothing but fight scene almost all the way through. And I'm kind of digging it.
Yeah,
I do like it. I wish it was better inked. I mean, I just wish it looked a little cleaner.
yes, but
Um,
even the stuff of like Medusa going to find, I really like this. She snakes her hair to the nearest like sink, soaks it wet, and then like puts Johnny's out hair just by whipping her hair full in his face. I just found that really entertaining.
yeah, I do too. I think it doesn't make sense because really, is her hair gonna hold
Yeah,
water?
I'll take that over her being electrocuted via her hair. So yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Um, here we go. Sue gets the urn, and they capture Johnny.
Yeah,
Um,
like they told Ben to break Pace Pop out of his own trap, and
Smacks him on the back,
yeah, and knocks him out doing it. It's like, we didn't mean that hard.
and then he pours water over his head, and Medusa lights Ben's cigar.
Uh,
Where's Ben? I wonder does Ben keep his cigars?
uh, there's a little special compartment in his waistband that we can't see, and if it's anywhere else, it's gross.
Yeah. But I like the, they brainwash them. They're all fighting, and Sue gets read out. That page blown up on page 15. It is so. It looks like a Jim Mooney Supergirl art almost, and I don't. I mean, I don't mind Jim Mooney, um,
It's
but
better than some of the other pages that we've been dealing with, but
yeah,
yeah, I can see it. I at least like that. Again, if they didn't have Sue get out of her own trap, or she at least was the one able to save Reed, so I'll take that.
yeah, um, and I like that they're the Ben and the Thing are hanging out with their new friends, and Reed gets him out by pumping tear gas down the chimney.
That the wizard has just been keeping in his tool shed.
Yeah, well, I also like what's in the tool shed is a container of his anti-gravity discs. Reed shoots him, turns his fingers into a slingshot, and shoots them on everybody, and they're starting to float away.
Wizard, you don't want to keep those a little tighter under wraps just in
Yeah, dude,
case.
well, they broke the lock.
Yeah,
She just, she is the most powerful member.
yeah. But still, it's like I just like the idea that's his tool shed. That's all it is. Is
Yeah.
let's see here. Let's see. Wizard
Oh, goodness, this is
control.
so they Johnny is fighting the wizard, but now the wizard's outsmarted you. He ain't got a chance now, is what Ben's saying. Sue, turn invisible, take cover. It's time. Like everything's floating right now.
Yep.
And Johnny starts a fire, and it said, then before Reed can act, before Sue can turn invisible, they are surrounded by a crackling wall of flame as their hopes to escape seem to turn to ash. You'll have to come back next month. Um, so yeah. So this
Solid
story,
cliffhanger.
I think I forgot. Yeah, it's a good cliffhanger. Oh God, man, I'm looking at the first page. I flipped the thing, and the cover for the next issue is great, and the Vinny inks continue.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, folks, you only have to hear us complain about this for another half episode.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Then you'll hear us gush about the beautiful Senate inks. I
yep.
mean, the stories overall, I like these 4 issues. I think we're really, this one was really action packed, even though
Yeah.
it was mostly fighting. Does it? You need you. This is more like a modern comic where you have a middle issue where it's just fighting, and then there's not the plot doesn't move any further except Johnny's now against them.
Yeah, that is true. It's like, is this one? This is not like one of the best issues, but it's a lot better than some of the stuff we have seen before. Coletta Inks notwithstanding, so it's like
Yeah,
it's fine. And
they're playing with these arcs. They're
yeah,
playing with it. How many issues can we get away with doing this since kids are just getting this off the newsstand? And
exactly.
we're not, and this is still at that time when they're still limited to the number of comics they can publish because DC controls the press.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why Tales of Suspense is two people. Books are, some of the non-heroes don't have their own books and they have to share a title because they're trying to see which characters are popular. They're test driving
Hmm.
stuff, and that's why Daredevil shows up in because Daredevil just goes straight to his own book, but number one. Spider-Man just goes straight to number one.
Yep.
Cap doesn't do that. Iron
Nope.
Man doesn't do that. Thor doesn't do that.
Doctor Strange doesn't.
No, and I think it is they had those titles, and it was like even though Thor is the only person in Tales of uh,
To
Journey into
astonish.
Journey into
Oh, Journey
Mystery,
of Mess, yeah.
mystery is because if he didn't work, they could put something else in the book
Hmm.
and didn't have to start over with a new number one.
Yeah.
And maybe people collected the anthologies like that when they were anthology books. There's a Marvel fanfare Omni coming out, and I'm interested in it. They're good. There was a lot of good comics in that run. These standalone 2 and 3 parters and the backup features, and you get to see people, who wouldn't normally see draw an X-Men comic in and have it be Michael Gold and stuff like that. But how it was with Tales of Suspense and stuff like that. And what's the one that Marvel Tales is where Johnny was?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, which that became a reprint book. I mean, they kept some of
Yes.
the titles going for reprint books. But overall, I like these three. I think the Daredevil Doctor Doom story is a little bit better, but
Yep.
the effort we're getting close to the wedding. The wedding's next.
Yeah, the Wayne's neck. Yeah.
Next episode is the end of this, the wedding, and then the first 2 parts of the Inhuman saga.
Yes.
And after that is Galactus
Yep.
and this man, this monster,
Oh.
Black Panther, more
Mm-hmm.
Inhumans, the Claw,
Yeah.
um, the Human Torch, the original Human Torch against Quasimodo. I did not read it in that. I read it in a reprint, and it's one of my favorite FF comics, especially old ones. It's one that
Ooh.
had been reprinted. Yeah, it's so fucking good.
I'm gonna have to reread that.
It is
Well, I mean, I
so
will, but I mean,
yeah, but it's I think it's really good, and it's why it always bugged me that when Byrne did his, I'm not a big Byrne West. I do like Byrne West Coast. I do. I understand why people like it, but there was no reason to. Um, there's just no reason to uh, undo what Roy did and
yeah.
what Steve Englehart did, just because it's the thing. Me and I was talking to Ron today about Peter David wrote. I did an episode about Peter David's column in Comic Book Buyer's Guide, and we talked. There's something about Byrne. I can't. He wrote about Byrne and kind of said, and it's the changing of continuity because you didn't like what the guy did before you is just asinine. Um, and then I think Busick did the right thing by kind of correcting it and saying it both happened because of time travel. Um, but it's just the way they fiddle with things sometimes. It's just annoying.
Yep.
But we're in this sweet spot. We really are. And this is only omnibus 2, so 3 is. I need to read more. I haven't read all of 5 yet. I paused because I had so much stuff to read, and I got more Starman to read today. So, hey, Kirby, this was a you have any other thoughts on this before we do recommendations and goodbyes?
No, I'll just say like again, the Ben Doom fight in issue 40, I think is like one of the most pivotal moments in the entire franchise, and like it just keeps getting referenced again and again, and like that issue alone is worth reading just in itself. It,
Yeah, some of these are like that you could read just Inhuman Saga, you could read just the Black Panther story, just the Galactus story, and they're classics. You could just pick those 3 or 4 issues up and read them and be well entertained. All right. So my recommendation is I just recorded something with Ron this morning, and then me and Kirby did this, and in between I went and saw Sinners, the new um horror movie from oh my God, I'm blanking the poor
Ryan
director.
Coogler.
Ryan Coogler. It's amazing. I think it's well plotted, it's well thought out, it's well shot. There's some neat things in it. The cast is fucking phenomenal. Every last single actor who has a speaking part is excellent and really good. It is so damn good. So, folks, don't walk, run. Go see it while it's still in the theater. It's so good. What about you, Kirby?
Okay, so my recommendation will be I'm gonna see Sinners probably not long after we leave. Mine is gonna be the last movie I saw in theaters, which was The Accountant 2. Look, I'm a CPA. Every profession needs their backdraft movie, and this one actually does improve upon the first.
I like the
Where
first one. Me and my
I
wife
do
watch it for
too.
the I like his performance. I like it a lot. And
I
I like that the brothers are real, they act like real brothers.
in the second one improves upon that dramatically. It keeps the story much more focused. The action's really good. Uh, like I said, it's good action. There's some moments where it's like, this is handled a little too close to home here. Not big on that.
Yeah.
Because I can never get through explaining the first one without friends making smart ass remarks or comments. Because all I can say is it's about a high functioning autistic accountant who insert remark. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. But yeah, no, give it a shot. It's a even if you don't see it in theaters, it is a great Sunday afternoon action movie. The
Yeah.
Accountant too.
Yeah. I'm when that's available to watch on streaming, I'll be watching it.
Oh yeah, it's worth it.
All right, folks. As always, thanks for listening. Please be safe, be smart, please be kind to one another in these trying times, and read some comics. Read some Kirby not inked by Vinny.
Bye everybody.
Bye.
Of the episode when
Yeah,
when
well,
I give
I'm
my
naming all my
notes.
recordings, so I can't fuck them up. I'm trying to make it idiot proof. And that's hard because I'm a pretty big idiot sometimes. All right.